Right here is a real piece of history. This is a 1928 Fro-Joy ice cream ad. This advertisement only lasted from the 6th through 11th of August 1928. The General Ice Cream Corporation, they're the ones that own the Fro-Joy ice cream, and they did this promotion for basically like less than a week. And the deal was there were 6 cards that you got when you bought like a Fro-Joy ice cream product, and you traded once those kids got all 6 of the cards. It could be an adult, mostly kids. They got all 6 of the cards, then they traded those 6 cards in for a premium photo. Be like the same image here, but on a premium photograph. And they sent in those 6 cards. If I was the kids, I'd have kept the damn cards and told them to keep their damn photo, but that's just me. But there are a ton of reproductions out there of this. Far and few are originals. This is an original. Well, how do you know, Pete? Well, I've done ephemera my entire life. I specialize in original, vintage, early stuff. That's a type 1 of Mount Rushmore being constructed. That's Mickey Mantle spring training in Fort Lauderdale. That's actually an original program from the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Different things like that. Old tobacco labels, you name it, football stuff, Marilyn Monroe stuff, etc., etc., etc. That's sort of my thing. Anyways, getting back to this. Yeah, I got a few of my things. I just like this Roger Clemens piece because it's kind of cool. It's got him like a spring training type background. But anyways, we're talking about this here. This. How do we know this is legit? And what's your background, Pete? I have a degree in History Museum Studies from the University of Central Oklahoma. I've been collecting vintage baseball my entire life. It's all around me here. I got, Gowdy gum stuff, T206. How do you? It's like I tell people all the time. How do you know? How does a pizza pie man know good dough? Well, because he tosses so much dough, he knows it. He's handled it. He knows what it smells like. He knows what it feels like. The paper's right here. Just like I know the right paper for, Gowdy or old Piedmont tobacco cards, T206 or whatnot. I'm familiar with that. It's the same as I know early currency. I know. Just like I know gold. I know coin. So, museum studies being my background, ephemera being a study of mine my entire life. I love vintage paper, collectibles. The paper on this is right. The surface is right. The patina is right. And I'm going to show you some telltale signs of what I call undeniable integrity. People go, well, what's undeniable integrity? Well, there's a few things, and I saw, real quick, I'll just backtrack real quick. You see the hole up here? They had different ads. There was one, a much scarcer one, that was a stand-up one that had it had a fold in the back where it stood up. That's a much rarer one than this, the spinner. This would have been one that would have been hung from the ceiling, and been in the store hanging up, probably near the counter or something like that where they served the ice cream. This, so this was one that would hung from the ceiling. There was a rarer one that actually sat on a countertop. It had the fold in the back, and it would set up straight. Anyways, undeniable integrity. I saw one that was a spinner like this one with the hole here. It was just like this. You see this here? So what's happened is, I believe, this is my theory on this, that this is oxidation, what you're seeing here. And you can see where these laid in a stack. And they probably had some sort of moisture. They probably got, it happens when their stuff's being stored in uneven temperatures, where it goes from cold to hot. Like, I can imagine old warehouses or an attic or something. There's no, or basement of some place. Could be a building, wherever. Could be residence, whoever, wherever it was. But a lot of times when stuff's being stored, temperature is uneven. It goes from really hot to cold, especially, in areas, down here in Florida, it's really bad with that. But that's what's happened here. And you can feel some swelling on the paper from where it was in uneven temperatures. But you can see where they sat uneven on top of each other in a stack. So there was probably a stack of these at one point. You can see you can see the contour run here, the line of what the other one is. Clearly see that. We're laid. You can see where it attached to another one. You can see various points right here where they had attached, from moisture, whatnot. And people go, oh, well, it's not perfect. I mean, if it was perfect, then I would suspect it to be, a duplicate, a fake. It's not. This is legitimate. Hence, this. You got to think how long it took for this oxidation to take place. Somebody would have to have had, planned for decades to leave these sitting in a stack to oxidize like this. And I really don't think anybody would have thought it through to go, hey, how about if I do uneven oxidation, paper color on the back? Don't work that way. This is actually real oxidation from where these sat on top of each other, probably at a warehouse, or it could have been in an old store that had closed down, and these were in a basement somewhere found in a stack. I imagine that probably quite a few of them that were in the stack probably were damaged and were tossed, and there were a few of them like this that survived better. But that's what happens, though. That's what happens to a lot of paper products. That's why early paper products, especially pre-World War II, is so damn scarce. You can see where other ones laid on top of this one. You can see where right along here, and it goes in line with his leg here. You can see where one laid on top of this one in the same fashion. You can see staining from the moisture where it was somewhere. I don't think these ever were directly soaked on by water, but I believe that it was somewhere, like I said, could be somewhere in the mid-Atlantic region, like Virginia, whatnot, or North Carolina, or it could be in the middle of Missouri. But anyway, my point is somewhere where it gets really cold in the winter and really hot in the summer. This sat in an attic or sat in the basement, so it's going to go hot, cold, cold, hot, that kind of thing. So undeniable integrity. But yeah, this ad only ran from 1928 for a week, from the 6th through 11th of August. And like I said, there was a stand-up ad that had the fold on the back where it would stand up it would stand up like so, and then they had these that spun, would hang from the ceiling like a spinner sign. And this one's 12 by 5 inches here. I was going to auction it through a couple of years ago. I've had this for a while. I was going to auction it through one company, but we did not agree on auction terms, and I ended up holding on to it. And admittedly, I was a little attached to this. I think it's pretty damn amazing. Over the years, they've made reproductions of this. Like they've made 10, like actually thick 10 metal signs of this. If you see the metal ones, they're absolutely fakes. They never made a metal advertising sign of these. They were all like cardboard stock like this. They weren't metal. So you see metal ones out there, it's 100% BS. So this is one of the store ad signs by the General Ice Cream Corporation for the Fro-Joy brand. So I'm going to end up looking at maybe some auction companies, or maybe an individual wants to buy it from me. But I keep it protected. I have it in a nice big top loader. I put it in, and we will be talking to some auction companies here soon. But like I said, this has been like ephemera, has been, like I said, paper collectibles has been a passion of mine. I do postcards, you name it. I do a little bit of everything. So now I'm used to handling early paper. It's sort of one of my things. Like I said, I like the old paper, collectibles. There's a clear difference in a postcard from, say, the 1970s and one from the 1940s. This is a linen postcard there. It's an old early lithograph there. But I like the old pinup models on the postcard. But when you look at the paper from that period, they're dead ringers. But yeah, like I said, we're looking forward to getting this to a good home with somebody that appreciates, give you a size idea. Boom. It's like 12 by 5. I got pretty big hands. It's a decent size ad there. And we will like I said, I'll entertain people talking to me. Somebody's interested in buying it. Come on, and don't come at me like, I was one that saw it on eBay. Yeah, I saw one sell on Etsy for $5. No, that's probably some desperate whore that has a reproduction. This is a real one. It's like saying, hey, I saw a reproduction Babe Ruth, Gaudy card, sell for this much versus a real one. So, big difference, This is the real McCoy, just like that's a real Florida obsolete. It's an obsolete note. They call these obsolete notes. That's a real $3 Tallahassee Railroad Company here in Florida, $3 bill. It's a $3 note. But real McCoy, I deal in real stuff here. That's a piece of 8 Spanish real from 1787. So anyways, guys, appreciate you looking, and talk to you later.